English step by step. Present perfect continuous tense. Step 1. Remember, if you'd like to see more videos like this, click like. If you'd like to see other videos like this, click subscribe. If you'd like to request a video topic, please leave a comment below. So when do we use the present perfect continuous tense? Well, we use the present perfect continuous when we talk about an activity which started in the past and has stopped not long ago or recently. So we can also use it when we talk about an activity which has just stopped, and also an activity which started in the past and has a connection with the present. So we're talking about a period which started in the past and continued until the present, and maybe it will continue in the future, or maybe it has just stopped. But the point is, we have a period of time that continued up until the present. So when we use present perfect, we're combining the past and the present together. So let's look at the next rule. To describe an activity in which you can see the result in the present. All right, let's look at some examples. First, a positive example. Look, it's been snowing. So in this example, it continued until now, and we can see the snow. Past and present together. Number 2, they haven't been doing any exercise. So during the last period until now, no exercise, and we can see that maybe they need exercise. Example number 3 is a question. Have you been playing tennis? And that's a question about the past and the period of time up until the present. Number 4, they've been cooking. And in this example, if you can see the food in the present, then you know that during this period they have been cooking. So let's look at that last point again and look at some more examples. The point is about when we use present perfect continuous, we talk about an activity in which you can see the result of it in the present. So an activity which you can see the result of in the present. For example, number 1, he's covered in oil. He's been repairing the car all morning. So there's the evidence. He's covered in oil. Number 2, they're a bit drunk. They've been drinking since 7 o'clock. So this activity continued and we can see the result in the present. Example 3, I've got a headache. I've been working on the computer all day. So the result is, during this period of time, the result is I've got a headache. Next one, the result is I'm tired. Why? I haven't been sleeping well. Number 5, you've got a tan. Why? Have you been sunbathing? So in this case, it's a period of time again, started in the past, continues up until the present, and maybe it will continue in the future. So when we use any continuous tense, we're talking about something that continues over a period of time. Maybe a period of time which finished now, or a period of time continuing now, or a period of time continuing in the future. In this case, the present perfect continuous is talking about a period of time continuing up until now. So in that case, we use the present perfect continuous when we want to emphasize how long an activity has been continuing. In other words, the duration of the activity. And the activity has maybe just stopped. Or maybe the activity is unfinished. At the moment it is unfinished and is going to continue in the future. So, if we answer the question how long, we normally use the present perfect continuous. And when we give the information to answer the question how long, we often use for and since. Let's look at some examples here. Example 1 is positive. It's been snowing for 2 days. How long? 2 days. The next example is negative. He hasn't been feeling well since the accident. And that means the continuing period since that time when he had the accident. Number 3 is a question. How long have you been playing tennis? Number 4. He's been decorating the flat all morning. So there, the emphasis is on the period of time. All morning. So let's just look for the moment about some differences between the present perfect continuous and the present perfect simple. So we use present perfect continuous when we talk about how long an activity has been continuing. In other words, the duration of the activity. Because if you talk about a continuing activity, you're talking about the duration of time. Now we use present perfect simple when we talk about how many times an action has taken place. In other words, the number of times. And we also can use the present perfect simple when we talk about how many things have happened during a period of time. Again, it's the number. And also we can talk about how much has happened during a period of time. In this case, we're talking about the quantity of something. So let's look at some examples to see the difference. Example 1. He's been reading a lot this week. So the emphasis is on the duration this week. He's read more than 10 books. So the result is 10 books. That's the number. Number 2. How long have you been playing chess? And then 3. How many games have you played? So the first one is the important information is the period of time. The second sentence, the most important information is the number of games. Number 3, they've been baking all morning. Again, the period of time is important. Look, they've baked a lot of cakes. The important information is the number of cakes. Number 4, we've been looking for information since Monday. Period of time, since Monday. How much information have we found? That means the quantity of information is the most important information in the sentence. Now, we also use the present perfect continuous to talk about an activity that has been repeated over a period until the present. And maybe it will be repeated in the future. For example, I've been going on holiday to Portugal since I was a child. In other words, it was a repeated travelling experience. Number 2, I've been doing yoga for a few years. In other words, going to all the repeated classes. Next one, how long have you been coming to this pub? In other words, it's a habit, it's a repeated activity. How many times? Between the first time and now. Number 4, they've been meeting here since they were students. Again, the meetings have been repeated. So let's think for a moment about the difference between the present perfect continuous and the present continuous. Well, both tenses refer to continuing actions. However, present perfect continuous refers to activities that started in the past and continue up until the present. So that's the past and the present together. Present continuous, on the other hand, refers to activities that are happening now or currently. Examples. Look, it's been snowing. Look, it's snowing. So the first sentence is the past and the present. The second one is only the present, or the current period. Number 2, they haven't been doing any exercise. They aren't doing any exercise. Number 3, have you been playing tennis? So that means you started in the past and continued until now. Are you playing tennis? Well, that's at the moment. Are you playing tennis now? Number 4, she hasn't been feeling well. That's recently. She isn't feeling well. That's now. So now we can just look briefly at the form of the present continuous tense. So we need three parts. The auxiliary verb have, I have, you have, she has, they have, we have. So it's in the third person, she has, he has, it has, that we see the change. And we also need the auxiliary verb been. Now this is the past participle of to be, and this form doesn't change. I have been, you have been, she has been, they have been. Always been. Now then we also need the present participle of the verb. Snow, snowing, do, doing, swimming, having, making, cutting. And there's some spelling changes you have to think about. For example, swim, it has a double M, because in a short vowel, after the short vowel, you need to double the consonant. And also having, you drop the E. Have in the infinitive has an E, but you drop the E. Also making. All right, so let's look at some examples. Look, it's been snowing. Now that's present perfect continuous with the three parts, and you can see I've put the been in a different colour so you can see that it never changes. Number 2, they haven't been doing any exercise. Number 3, have you been playing tennis? And of course here we have the question with the inversion. You have changes to have you in a question. Number 4, she hasn't been feeling well. 5, and there you have the inversion again. You have changes to have you in the question, what have you been doing? He's been repairing the car all morning. It's been raining all day. And again, question inversion, has he been paying attention? So that brings us to the end of this step 1 video. So now you can move on to the step 2 video and try some practice exercises. And remember, click like, subscribe, or request a lesson if you want to see more of these videos.